Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is our LocWorld49 information webinar for exhibitors and sponsors. If you have any questions throughout this, please feel free to chat them to us, or at the end, we'll also have time for you to speak out loud and ask us a question at that point. This is all to be information. If you're watching this recording later, please feel free to email us with any questions you have. And yeah, let's get going, Alex.
Sounds good. Should we introduce ourselves?
Perfect. So I'll start since I'm on the left. My name is Sarah Deming-Haynes, and I'm the overall exhibit manager for LocWorld. And I will not get to see you in person at LocWorld49, but Alex will.
Hi, I'm Alex Burnett. I'm happy to be the on-site exhibit manager again. Kind of doing a tag team with Sarah. We've been working together as a team for the last couple events, and I know a lot of you, and I look forward to meeting the rest of you. I'm your point person on the ground during the event. I'll be in the exhibit hall almost the whole time. I'm also manning the Localization Institute booth, booth 205, so you can find me there at any time. Over to you, Anne-Marie.
Thank you very much, Alex. I'm Anne-Marie Colliander-Lind. I'm the marketing director here at LocWorld, and I'm working very closely together with our sponsors and prior to the event, but during the event, I'm most oftenly found also in the Solution Square. So if you are looking for Alex, but spots me, I will most likely know where he is hiding. Or you can also find me on stage, if not before, at least during the closing raffle, which we are going to talk about a bit later. Thank you all for joining us. And speaking of our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to put on this show without our lovely sponsors. So a special thanks goes out to Bureau Works, our opening reception sponsor in Malmö. We also have a gold sponsor, that is Phrase. Our bronze sponsor is RWS, and Translated is sponsoring our dinner after the first main conference day. Special thanks also to Crestek, who provides us every year with pens. Language.io is lunch sponsor, and PTW makes sure that we have coffee all through the event. So thank you all for sponsoring. Thank you all for being here. But this is probably why most of us are in the room right now. It's because we have a full house of exhibitors. It's really, really exciting. So all of these exhibitors, will be joining us in Malmö. We have some companies that we recognize from previous events, but we also have brand new exhibitors, and that is so exciting. So I'm sure that we are going to have a vibrant Solution Square full of energized exhibitors. Thank you all for being here. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you. I just wanted to take a moment to highlight tools for you. So one example of tools for you there are a set of social media sized images, 3 images, some that are specifically for sponsors, and then the set that are specifically for exhibitors. They're pre-sized for easy sharing over any of the social media platforms or to include in your email signature, however you would like to use those. And then the other thing I wanted to mention as a tool for you, an easy reference point for things that we cover here, or if you're just looking for a quick answer, is to look on LocWorld.com in the exhibitor toolkit. On that page, you'll find things like the schedule, overall schedule, the link to the recording of the giveaway for the little 1-minute informational video about that, the contact information for the exhibitor portal or the exhibit company, anything like that. Basically, the stuff we'll cover in here. If you're looking for a quick way to find that, it's in the exhibitor toolkit. You're free to write me as well, but just knowing that I'm on US CTD business hours, it might be easier to look in the exhibitor toolkit, depending on what time of day it is.
Excellent. Thank you, Sarah. And speaking of sharing, we are, of course, also very keen on being vibrant and energetic online digitally. So we are encouraging all our exhibitors and sponsors to start sharing about their presence in Malmö. So here we have 3 silly examples. I'm sure that your marketing team or yourselves are more capable of coming up with interesting tweets or Facebook posts or LinkedIn posts, or if you want to share images on Instagram. We are on all of those 4 platforms. please tag the conference. The official hashtag is LocWorld49, simply because it's our 49th conference. And LocWorld at LocWorld is our handle in most of these channels. Search for LocWorld and we will certainly show up there. So let's make sure that people around the globe will hear about your participation at LocWorld, not only during the conference, but also before. So yeah, that was over to you, back to you, Sarah.
Excellent. EventMobi is the platform we'll be using for the two apps that we will be using during LocWorld49. The first app I'll talk about is the networking app. This is the one that all attendees are invited to use. It is, of course, GDPR compliant, so if they would like to opt out, the attendees are welcome to. The vast majority of our attendees are interested in connecting and use the networking app. The networking app will be going live for exhibitors on the 16th of May, so next week, and then for everyone on the 23rd of May. There's the little bit of early access for exhibitors simply to give you guys time to go on and proof any of your information. You'll get to see what the listing is like. We're going to take anything that you've already given us for your listing on LocWorld.com, and we're going to transfer that over there. So there will be an outline and all kinds of information on there already that you've provided us. You're welcome to change anything you would like, though, and make sure it is ready for the public eye before the 23rd. And then the other thing that EventMobi is providing for us, and I'm so excited about, is the lead capture app. This is a response to a request from exhibitors, and we're delighted that it's possible to make this happen this time around. The lead capture app is an upgrade that is available for purchase. It is 300 euros for a team, and that's as many people as you have on your team. Most of you have already purchased this. If you haven't and you are still interested, let me know and we can make that happen for you. Yeah, and I think that that's the bare things of there. I think we have some images of how it is. Yeah, thanks, Anne-Marie. So just to give you a little outline of what it's going to look like briefly, on the networking app, it has a desktop way to see it. So this is what it'll look like on the desktop. And then on the mobile part of the app, thank you, Anne-Marie, this is what it looks like on the mobile. As you can see, this is a LocWorld company listing that I've made. So there's a lot of things that you can add in there if you would like, some white paper space and things like that. It's up to you. You can leave it as with the information I've loaded from LocWorld.com, or you can add more or tweak. Do keep in mind, if you do edit anything in the networking app, that will not transfer back to your listing on LocWorld.com. You need to use the company update form, or the company information update form, which is a form I can send you, or you can email me if you would like any edits you make on the networking app to transfer back to the LocWorld.com. It's a little manual thing, but we'll make it happen. It's great. Lead capture app. Okay. So just to give you a brief overview, anyone who's purchased the lead capture app, you're going to get a separate email that'll give you instructions on how to download the app and everything else. But basically, just to give you a brief outline of it, it is a separate app also from EventMobi that your team will download. This is purely to be capturing the app. So you'll have the networking app. If an attendee would like to share their QR code information, they can go to their profile. As you can see, the image on the left is my profile QR code, which only works if you are using the lead capture. So if you were to scan it right now, I think it takes you to a gobbledygook page right now. But if you're using the lead capture app from EventMobi, then you will capture the information that you see on the right. It has a place for you to be able to actually add other notes right in the moment. You can qualify the lead, and then of course it's available for CSV download following your collection of it, or at whatever point you would like to take that for easy integration into whatever systems of tracking or making the use of leads that you have. The other way that you can capture the QR code is on the physical badges of every individual attendee. They will have the same QR code that lives in their profile as a digital form. So they just turn their badge over. You can digitally scan it with the camera on your device, and you're good to go. And that's how the lead capture is going to work. Oh, I want to keep talking. Don't anybody else talk. Okay. Solution Square layout. So this will look quite familiar to you. The colors have changed slightly, but this is the layout of Solution Square for our attendees. I'll mention that Solution Square is the name that we use for the exhibit hall when we're speaking with attendees or communicating with attendees. We rebranded this many years ago with the idea that Solution Square is just much more of a natural term for what the space is for attendees. Solutions, because of course that is what you're bringing as an exhibitor to the space. And Square, because we do really find that it acts like a community square where our community is gathering to debrief after sessions, to chat, to connect, to look for those solutions, to get some food and beverage, any of those things. So Solution Square is the term you'll hear us using when we are speaking about this or sending out an alert or something to attendees. As you can see, it's a beautiful venue. We are on 2 floors of this venue. This is going to be the main floor that we're on, which is the 2nd floor of the building, and then we're on the lower floor as well. This is the one that has our plenary. As you can see, just outside the doors of the plenary and slightly above on this map, that's where registration is. So people will be naturally gravitating towards there for answers and their badges. The light purplish area that is kind of all below all of the booths, you can see, is our way of saying this is what we are considering Solution Square. Physically, once you're there, you won't see anything there. This is a beautiful open airy venue with huge corridors and lots of wonderful ways to connect. There's, as you can see, kind of a way to go all the way around the sides of these rooms. It's got really great potential for wonderful traffic flow for everyone. You can see we have some great corridor space for some of the booths, and then there's also some really nice interior room, which is in this high 3 and 4 that is next to the session room, which is also known as high 2. So I think it's going to be a pretty good mix. You can see food and beverage are marked with those little sort of faint yellowish squares that are around. So that'll be a good draw to other people. And then the stairways that are noted are also the 2 or 3 stairways that will lead people down to the couple of session rooms that are on the floor below as well. But this is where we expect people to kind of come back to in the hub of our conference. And then let me tell you about logistics. As I'm sure many of you know, Malmo Ma Service is our exhibitor, warehouse, and delivery company all in one. Our contact person is Linda, and there are some deadlines coming up next week. So if you are planning to order other stuff, we suggest that you do it before May 17th, because then prices will be going up for additional items ordered from the company. And the other thing I wanted you to specifically be aware of is that if you are going to be advanced shipping any of your items, that is something that can be done through this company as well. You'll find that information and all the information for your exhibit, what is coming with your exhibit from the exhibit company in the exhibitor portal. But specifically about advanced shipping, they are ready to receive things from June 2nd onward. And so make sure that you are arranging that through them if you are hoping to get stuff sent there.
Great. Let's take a quick walk through the schedule. Thanks for all that great information, Sarah. Take a drink of water. It'll my turn now. So on Tuesday, the 6th of June, we're going to have our exhibitor setup running from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Please note that in the morning, the exhibit company themselves are doing their build out and they can't have us there at that time. So please don't arrive or start planning to set up your booth until after 2 p.m. You got a 3-hour window until 5. Around 3 p.m., Anne-Marie and I will do a very short meet and greet exhibitor meeting with you. This is just about 10 or 15 minutes. The real purpose of it is just to put names with faces, a chance for you guys to meet us and us to meet you. And if you have any questions we can or issues that have arisen, we can handle them at that time. So that's just a real short meeting. On Wednesday, the 7th of June, we're into the main conference. The first session start at 9 in the morning. So thus we open our Solution Square about a half hour early. The refreshments, coffee and morning snacks will already be out at that time. So just a note that a lot of our attendees will already be milling around your area at this time. So you may even want to get there a few minutes before 8:30. The sessions run through 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday. So we keep Solutions Square open until then. Looking to our second day, main conference day, that would be Thursday, the 8th of June. The sessions actually start about a half hour later. Thus, we start the Solution Square at 9 a.m. And the conference day ends slightly earlier that day as well at 4:45 p.m. We'll do our closing session in the plenary room. This is also where we hold the exhibitor giveaway and we give away the prizes. That officially marks the end of Solution Square. You're welcome to start your dismantle of your booth anytime after 4:45. And we have a closing officially at 6, but if you're a few minutes later than that, it's not going to be a problem. So again, on the ground, I'm your person if you have any questions, and don't feel hesitate to reach out if you have any questions before the show. So I'll turn it back over to Anne-Marie.
Thank you very much. That was all the boring part. And now I get to talk about the fun part, which are the networking opportunities that we are offering. As you can see, we are starting already on the 6th of June. And this is actually a very special day for Sweden and for the Swedes, because it's our national holiday or national day. So when you arrive, if you arrive on the Tuesday, you will probably be greeted with a lot of Swedish flags and a lot of people out in the city. There might be some restrictions on opening hours in certain stores, but most stores are still open. And not only is it the National Day of Sweden, it's also the 500th celebration. So it's 500 years ago that we got our first king. So good date to remember, and a grand night to have our opening reception. Thank you again, Bureau Works, for the sponsorship. It starts at 6:30 and it is in the plenary room of the conference venue. So it's really convenient for our exhibitors and all our attendees to come in and enjoy a drink, some finger food, 6:30 until 8:30. And this is right next to, as you saw on the floor plan, right next to the exhibition area. And there is plenty of time from 5 p.m. for you to go and refresh and come back until the this first opportunity to meet the attendees. So don't miss it. The second opportunity to meet and greet, apart from what we do all day long at the conference, is at the conference dinner, kindly sponsored by Translated. It's being held at Slakthuset, or the slaughterhouse that it translates into. We promise you we're not going to have any live or dead animals in the building, but we are going to have a grand dinner together. It starts at 6:30 and ends at 9:30, the official hours. Good news here is that it is only a 10 minutes walk from the conference venue. Of course, if you don't want to walk 10 minutes, you can of course grab a taxi, but it would be a waste of money. Hopefully we will have a nice, bright pre-summer night. So a stroll through Malmö, and 10 minutes later, you will end up at this slaughterhouse or Slakthuset. I also would like to take this opportunity to show you your ticket. Well, it's not a ticket. It's actually your name badge. So everyone who has a conference ticket has a name badge, and this is your ticket to go to the networking opportunities as well. So please remember to wear your name badges all the time and bring it to the 2 occasions where we are going to meet for food and drinks. And last but not least, we all want to be winners, right? So a fun tradition at LocWorld is to have a closing raffle. We have had that for years now, and it is a wonderful way of making sure that attendees don't slip out early, that they will stay until the very end of the conference. So all our exhibitors can participate. You don't have to. It's up to you if you want to do it. If you want to participate, there are 3 things that you should remember. The prize should have a value of a minimum 100 euros. We don't want to see licenses, and we don't want to see bulky items or drinks because we don't know how our conference attendees are traveling. Maybe they are traveling with hand luggage only. So it's better to bring something that is easy to slip into the carry-on luggage. The second thing is that the attendee have to be in the room to win the prize. And the third is that you can only win once. So those are the 3 main rules. If you want to participate, I will hand out a little bag like this that you can collect business cards, old-fashioned style business cards, and we will get you on stage at closing remarks, pick a lucky winner and hand over the prize. We will also have our photographer there capturing the moment with your logo as a backdrop. So that's a good memory, a good footage from this occasion.
And Marie, what if they don't bring a business card?
Oh yeah, good that you mentioned that. We have actually blank image cards or cards that people can fill out their details on. We know that a lot of people don't carry business cards anymore, so don't be alarmed. There is a way to win anyway. So those will also be handed out when I walk through the Solution Square in the first day of the main conference. You can already now let Sarah know if you want to participate. Otherwise, you can make up your mind on the spot. And if you forgot to bring your prize, gift cards are always appreciated things to win. And as you know, you can learn everything from YouTube. You can actually also learn how to participate in the raffle on our YouTube clip. It's a 1 minute or 57 seconds actually video on how to participate if you didn't get it the first time. I think that is all that we had to cover today. And while I'm showing the last slide with this beautiful bridge, and while Sarah is checking out if there are any questions in the chat, I would also like to remind all our participants that have not been to Malmö before that the easiest way to travel is to Copenhagen Airport, where you take the commute train from track number 1. All trains leaving from track number 1 goes to Sweden, and Malmö is the third stop, Malmö Center. And from there, again, if you're not carrying too much with you, you can actually walk to the venue. It's 5 minutes. You see the venue when you walk out of the train station. I would avoid taking a taxi because it's ridiculously expensive to cross the bridge in a taxi. So yeah, that's all from the local. Sarah, do we have any questions, or does anyone want to speak up and ask the question by turning on your microphones?
I don't see any questions that people have written in. But
actually, we do. We just got one from Kim wondering, can you address the graphic services for the booths?
Graphic services are through the exhibit company. So you would simply go on there. This is one of those things that'd be good to do by May 17th because it will be more expensive at that point. Or you're welcome to bring stuff in yourself, like roll-up banners or whatever. But if you're looking to get stuff printed for your booth, you should do it through Linda and the exhibit company. They have, I think, several options. There's tension mounted. There's ones that get applied to the booth. Does that answer the question, Kim?
So thanks. If you're on a corner booth, will it just be 2 sides?
Yeah, anything, yeah, only the ones that are that are sandwiched between a booth on either side will have the wall on 3 of the sides and only 1 open side. If it's a corner one, it'll be just an L, or 2 sides will be open and 2 sides will have a wall.
Perfect, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We have another question from Intento. Let's see. You recently mentioned that additional items must be placed by May 17th, but Linda from Mass Service said she was too busy and would reply soon, but haven't heard back yet. Can we extend the deadline until she can get back to us? Thanks.
I know that Linda was at a huge event last week, and I think that's maybe when she was replying to you. And she said to a couple companies that she was replying to then that if they were delayed further than the deadline due to that, they would, because of their issue of communication, they would certainly extend the deadline. So I think it's probably safer for everyone else who has not received such an email for them to assume that the deadline applies to you, unless Linda has specifically said it doesn't. She will be back in the office again starting yesterday and should be responding to things ASAP. She is, of course, based in Sweden, so we'll be on that time zone. But otherwise, that is that should be your situation. Should be that that there is more time than that deadline. For my sake, if it were me, I would want to still get things arranged as quickly as possible, as I think was your instinct when you started writing to her. Hey, how many people are registered? Anne-Marie, you want to say that?
Well, the last count we saw was 370 people. And since we have been tracking we've been projecting total number of attendees for many, many years, the projected number right now is close to 600. So we're still many weeks out, and it seems like a trend nowadays that people tend to register later and later. We see that from our previous conferences that we have held. So, but yeah, numbers are looking good.
Another question, I think we may have addressed it, but let's say it again. So the app becomes available for exhibitors on the 16th. It becomes available for all attendees on the 23rd. Am I correct, Sarah? Is the 16th the day that exhibitors can actually access the app and like download? So is it even in the App Store right now?
It's going to be housed in the Event Mobi app proper. So it'll be downloading the Event Mobi app and then signing into our specific event. And that'll be available, from the 16th onward for exhibitors, and then also for the rest of the attendees. So from the 16th onward, to be clear, it's really the time that you should go on and plan to proof your company info and stuff like that. Because attendees are still being added, things like the program are still going to be getting polished. Adding all of the attendees are going to is happening during that time. So it's really a time to kind of just make sure your listing is how you would like it to look, and ask me any questions if you have them. But yeah, then the lead capture app is theoretically available for download now, but because the invitation to do so is triggered through the networking app, it'll be something that once everybody from your team is registered and onto the networking app, that's when you'll start. So after the 16th is when you'll be able to have more information about the lead capture as well. And of course, you won't need that until you're physically there, but it's always nice to know what you're getting into.
And of course, sponsors also get access at the same time on the 16th.
Yes, sponsors will get access as well. It's a different thing that sponsors will see, but yes, sponsors will get access as well. Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else have any questions? If you do, go ahead and type them in right now. You can also email any of us after the fact. Again, I'll be kind of the point person on the ground. Sarah is also available. Our email addresses are, hers is sarah@LocWorld.com. Mine is alex@LocWorld.com. And Anne-Marie, if you have sponsor questions or other questions, is Anne-Marie@LocWorld.com. We're here to help you.
With 2 E's.
Yeah, you're welcome to email any one of us or all of us, or start with one of us, and we will pass it around to each other. Thank you guys so much for taking this time today, or if you're watching the recording, taking the time whenever it is in the future. And we hope you have a fantastic event. We're really excited and looking forward to this one. So it's going to be a good time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. See you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.